Fanfiction, by many people of fandoms in general, and also this video here, link in description, can be seen as a huge heap of messy, cringy, sappy, poorly written, and in some cases, disgusting abominations.
Disgusting!
And I get it. A lot of the fanfiction I come across seems low in effort, to say the least. Although, I do find that the fanfiction community as a whole has gotten stale these past few years, and actually a lot of the most recent fics I've read have nothing wrong with them in terms of spelling and grammar. However, this genre still tends to have a bad reputation, and because of that, I believe many people who are aspiring writers will feel like second-guessing themselves. They probably think that many of the people who glance at the title and description of their story will not give it a chance and maybe even write it off as something that is cringy. It discourages them from picking up a pencil or typing on a keyboard because they'll be thinking, what's the point? As someone who writes and wants to have a career in writing, I want to help change the negative view on fanfiction and hopefully inspire any future writers not to just quit because their story probably isn't getting the reads they deserve. Also, do keep in mind that when I'm saying all of this, I am mostly referring to Wattpad fics. I have no idea what the situation is like on other fanfiction sites, but if you do find that this applies to your go-to fanfic site, stick around to find out how we can help the community for the better. But first, we should understand fully why fanfictions have a bad rep in the first place. I did summarize it in my first sentence, but we'll take a look at it in depth. The poor writing is what really puts the nail on the coffin here, and unfortunately, it is true. From grammatical to spelling errors, and even words that just seem to have disappeared from the sentence. It's just a clusterfuck to read, because it seems that no one even bothers with rereading their work. Not only does it distract readers from the story, but if enough errors are present, it will cause complete disinterest and therefore abandonment by the reader. Related to that is how many of these writers seem to have trouble keeping a character in character. Basically meaning that a kind character can suddenly become mean, or a shy character flirty, which in turn makes the fic in question seem unbelievable. It's a major turnoff for readers, since a character that they grew to love and sympathize with is suddenly a completely different character that they never even met. Then there's the content within these stories themselves. The majority of it is just shipping, whether it be with the reader, an OC, or a character. Many of the fics just seem to always be about love and sex. Sure, reading those types of stories can be nice once in a while. I'll admit, I do it sometimes too. But it gets so annoying when those are your only options. Finally, there are the many upon many stories that are abandoned. The amount of stories I've read that were honestly good and left me eager to read more, only to find out that the story hasn't even been updated in 2 years or something. It's even worse when you're browsing for a story, find an interesting one, and then realize it says discontinued. Or when the author updates a chapter only to say that they will no longer write the story. It just really sucks. As terrible as these sound though, I believe that we can help change that, and the first step to doing that is to prove that this genre can be way better than it currently presents itself. Let's talk about the potential of fanfiction. Just like how anime and manga inspires artists to better their art and cosplayers to practice their clothes making and makeup skills. And now that I think about it, they're acting too. Fanfiction can help people improve on their writing skills. Not only by writing, but also by reading other works and feedback. The feedback is especially important in order to help improve a writer's skills. In addition to all that, the author is exercising their creative thinking. They're figuring out how to implement their ideas into their story, all while realizing how to keep a reader's interest. And they can do this by focusing on the what ifs, hows, and whys. That brings me to the next point. Fanfiction can also be an opportunity to write out how you view a certain character. By doing this, it is possible to change the view on a character if you can write a fic that is mainly about them, detailing their thoughts, their struggles, and such. The ideas that a fan can have on a character can also add to the universe of the original character's story. Many authors purposely leave a character's backstory or preferences up to the reader's interpretation, which is basically an invite to fill in that detail yourself and see what other fans think of that headcanon. Speaking of which, fanfics can also exercise a writer's analyzing skills, not only when reading other works, but also when doing research for a character they're gonna write for. Let's say it's a character they're going to attempt writing for the first time. They're going to have to do their research by rewatching or rereading scenes involving that character. Not only will this help them figure out how to keep that specific character in character, but it will also help them exercise what to look for in order to help understand the character's personality in the story, and eventually how to write the personality of their own original character. As you can tell, fanfiction can be an interesting genre, and there is a simple solution to help push the fanfiction community in that direction. Many of those writers are young and are just starting out. And I say that as if I'm not young and starting out myself. So I hope that with this channel, and with the help of the community, we can help them out and prove to fandoms that fanfiction is not just a chaotic mess of horny shippers. And now it's shameless plug time. The following 4 social media accounts have the same username as my YouTube channel. Please feel free to check them out and give a follow. TikTok, Instagram, Wattpad, which I will start posting stories on pretty soon. And finally, Twitch. Let me tell you my plan for Twitch. I'm not starting right away, but here's the idea that I hope I can turn into a reality. The idea, since I've decided to make this channel mainly about fanfiction and writing, I think it would be a great idea to try writing fanfiction live, but with the help of the audience. Basically, what I'm thinking is maybe each day, depending on the day, it'll be a specific fandom. So let's say Naruto's on Tuesdays, JoJo Fridays, let's say. We don't know yet. And then based on that day, we write a fanfiction for the chosen character. We choose a story idea that somebody may have. And then we just write it on stream all together. Because, you know, one brain is kaput against like 20 people. So that's my idea. And I hope if you like it, stick around. Tell me in the comments if you do find this to be a good idea, and I'll see you around.